Hey guys, what's up? I've got another unboxing for you today, and this is going to be sort of a little just a quick product showcase, I guess. It's not really going to be an unboxing and review. This is just some charging equipment that I bought that I thought I would show for you, and it's obviously not very new. I think this stuff's maybe almost a year old, but it's still going to be pretty cool, and I thought I'd do a video on it. So let's get into the box here, and I bought this from HobbyKing. I buy most of my upper end things from them. Let's take all this stuff out here and see what I ordered. Okay, so there are the three things that I've ordered. Mainly, oops, I got this box upside down, silly me. But basically, let's just, I got this little thing sort of as a side order with this. Just might as well throw it in if I'm paying for the shipping. I got these from the international warehouse, and they're pretty heavy and expensive, so it cost me almost 30 bucks for shipping. FedEx as the cheapest option. However, it did come in about 3 days, so you know, and you are getting a lot lower prices on the items, so HobbyKing shipping is always pretty expensive. I got a pack of XT60s, just 5 pairs, you know, just can never have enough XT60s. And then I got this little charging cable. Basically, you just have your 4mm banana plugs, which go into your charger, and they come down this, and they split into this little thing here, which basically is just parallel all these wires together. And it splits off to, what kind of connector is this? Okay, it looks like a barrel connector. And then we have a couple different ones in here. It looks like another barrel connector, sort of more of a servo type, a JST, and a Dean's. And I don't really want this plug for all these connectors, but I might cut them off, and it was like $2, so I thought it might be a little extra useful thing. So now let's take out the first thing. Here I have the HobbyKing Reaktor, or the Turnigy Reaktor Pro power supply. This is the 350 watt 23 amp version. And now this one, at the time I bought it, it was $49.99, so 50 bucks. So let's just get this out. Here we have a power cable that is a wall outlet plug. Nice that it's US, and this just supplies power to the power supply. You can see this end plugs into there. And this one, they also have a cheaper version, which is I think it's a 200 watt or 250 watt 16 amp version. However, for the charger I bought, I think that's a little weak, so I did not want to do that. I did not want to limit my charger. This one still will limit it, even though it's the best one they have there in this price range. However, I did not want to limit it that much, so this gives me a lot more flexibility with my charge rates. And yes, I know you can buy like an HP server rack power supply, and you can get a lot more power than this for like 20 bucks instead of 50. But I didn't really want to go that route because charging is fairly dangerous if you're doing it wrong. You know, just that. So I want to be as safe as possible, and I just thought I'd buy this, and I think it looks really nice, and it's just a nice piece of kit. So I thought I'd stick with that and not go the more risky route of buying a server rack power supply. I'm not saying they're bad or risky, but I just thought I'd stick to something like this that's a pre-made product. So here we have a little user manual. Don't see what, there is a manual about this. It just basically tells you the temperatures, the weight. It says it's 680 grams, the amperage and the voltage. It outputs 15.5 volts, so that's nice. Decent voltage. It would be nice if it was 24, but that's rare to find them in a pre-built power supply like this. And I do notice that it doesn't have little pads on the bottom, so it can slide around, so that's a little bit disappointing. But down here we have a little fan. If you can, I can't get it to show up, but there is a fan in there. Looks like it's like 7-bladed, looks like. And then over here we have our output things. I'm not sure what they spin off for. Yeah, this one spins. They don't come all the way off, I don't think. But they look like 4mm bullet connectors under there. So that should be pretty plug and play with what else I have here. So that's that. Basically, that's all that comes in that box. So now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so here we have the start of the show, and now this is the Turnigy Reaktor charger. So I stuck with the Reaktor series. Seems like a pretty good value and pretty good performance. And now this, let's just get this open here. First off, we have, looks like a bunch of charge cords over here. So let me run through them real quick. 2 blank ones, so they're 4mm bullets with 14 gauge wire ending in no plug, and they are pre-tinned, so you can put your own plugs on there. That's nice. And then we have a pair of alligator clips. It's also nice. And then we have two smaller pairs of smaller alligator clips ending in the bullets. So pretty decent cables for that. However, I will be running different balance boards. You can see my old setup with my other charger. I had the Tenergy TB6B, which is basically like an iMax B6. You can see here. And it did work well. However, I think it was a 5 amp 60 watt charger. So it just couldn't perform like I wanted to, especially you can see with all the batteries. I don't have that many, but when I start wanting to parallel charge them all together, definitely you want more amperage and wattage to keep that going. So this is why I'm upgrading. And also, I have two balance boards, parallel charging boards from Banggood on the way. A picture of that right now. They're pretty nice. They should be able to handle 40 amps through them, which is more than enough. As well as they have a little 50 amp fuse in them. Not too important about that, but it is nice that you can hook them together. And the HobbyKing cheaper one, the $8 one, was out of stock, so I had to get those $15 ones from Banggood. So let's take out the charger here. And there we go. Put that bubble wrap aside. And this manual is quite a bit thicker than the power supply, understandably so. Okay, there we go. So let's take the charger, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit on it here. As I do that, let's move the box back. So here's the charger, and I'm gonna pull the screen off. We got warnings all over it, so that's cool. And now this is awesome. As you can see, it is a 2-in-1 charger. So it's basically two smaller chargers built into one, which is really nice, and they function completely separately, so settings do not transfer over. That's a plus and minus, but for me that's going to be a big plus because I can charge different battery types at the same time. Get that warning off. So over here we have our two fans. If you can see here, there's two fans. They are the input. I think they're either blowing out this way or blowing through. I can't tell. It looks like they're pulling out this way. And then we have our two power leads that come here, pretty nice and long, and the 4mm bullets with 12 gauge wire. And the beauty of this is because these are in the same lineup, this should be, if I'm correct, just be able to, plug straight into my power supply. So all plug and play, didn't have to do anything like the if I got a server rack one. So that's really nice there. And then if we look on the other side, we've got a couple output ports. So basically this is charger 1 over here, it says, and charger 2 here. So you have your outputs plus and minus, your bullet connectors, and then your 6 balance ports. So for the balance ports, you should just be able to plug your parallel charging board, or at least the ones I'm using, the 6S, into there and be done with that. And then on the front, you can see it is a 2x300 watt 20 amp charger. So before I had a 5 amp 60 watt charger, and now basically I have a 600 watt 40 amp charger. So you can tell the improvement is real. And now, like I said, they are separate, and this power supply will be limiting, let's have a shot here, this will be limiting them. You can see this can only output 350 watts at 23 amps. However, for the charging I'm going to do, that should be more than enough. That's still like 11 amps per side with about 175 watts. So that's plenty. Still way like 4 times more than my old charger. So that's awesome. And now let me hook this up, actually get it all plugged in, and then we'll go through the menus quick. Okay, so I have my power supply here plugged into the wall. This is as far as the cord will reach. So there is an on-off switch over on this side. I forgot to show that. But if I turn that on, you can see there's now a blue light there, which is pretty cool. Lets you know there's a power indicator. So now I'm going to turn that back off. And now I'm going to plug the charger in with the correct leads, positive and negative. Plug that in there. Now let's turn on the power supply and see what we get. Alright, so it gave us a system check, please wait on both screens as long as a confirmation beep. So let's see, it says, I don't know if you can see this here, so let me zoom in and we'll go through the menus. Alright, so here we are up close and personal. As you can see, it starts off with nickel metal hydride charge auto on both of them at 2 amps. So let's just see if this works like my other 4-button chargers. If I press that, yep, so here we have nickel metal hydride, NiCad, lead acid, settings, and actually let me do on this one since you can see this one better. And then special modes, save settings, load settings, log files, I'm not sure what that is, and lithium batteries. So let's hit start here. Then we have, it starts off LiPo balance, then we have charge, fast charge, storage, discharge, and discharge plus. I believe that's a cycling function. Or there's the cycle, so I'm not sure what the discharge plus is. Maybe it's a faster discharge. And then we have a monitor, not sure what that does. I guess it just monitors the voltage if you're doing something to it. And then we're back to balance charge. So if I go back to nickel metal hydride, let's see what's in here. There we go, manual and auto, a discharge. Ooh, a discharge, nice. My old one didn't have that. A cycle, forming charge, not sure what that is. This has some different features. Okay, that's that. And if we go to NiCad, I'm not really interested in these. Settings, that's what I'm interested in. So check time, it'll check the voltage every minute. I believe that's with no load on it. So like my old one did that, you could see it drop the load off to check what the actual voltage was and then continue charging. So I think that's what that is. Balance speed normal, balance trickle off. I might change those. Lithium balance on. Wait time for charging and discharging. That's in between cycles, so if you're cycling it, it'll finish the charge, wait 10 minutes, and then discharge, so that's nice. Let the battery take a bit of a rest. There we have a trickle charge for nickel metal hydride, nickel cadmium, and lead. The sensitivity for the nickel metal hydride, you want to set that as high as possible, I believe. There's the NiCad sensitivity, and there's the check time for that. And then temperature cutoff, 50 degrees Celsius. However, I don't believe this has a thermometer internal sensor. I'm not sure, because it must have if the fans are going to work, but it doesn't have the port for you to plug one in. Safety timer, after 120 minutes, it'll shut off. And there, you can obviously change these. Let's see. Okay, so there's the input limit and cutoff for the voltage, 22 to 10. There we go, watt limits, buzzer, beepers on and off, so you can make it not alert you when you press the buttons, which can be nice. Completion ring, beep always. Let's see what we have here. Beep off, beep. Okay, oh, every 3 minutes, 5 times. Every 3 minutes might actually be nice. I'll just leave it to beep off though for right now, or beep always for right now. Backlit display. 50%. Let's see what happens when I bring this up. So it doesn't look like you can see it much on camera, or maybe actually a little bit. If you can see this here, not really, that doesn't work, but I can tell in real life it does make it a little bit brighter, but not much. Let's bring it all the way down. Okay, all the way down, it makes it, pretty much gets rid of the orange color, and it goes to black there. So I'm going to put it back up to 50. I kind of like 50 there. And cooling fan on, auto, and off. So if I press it on, I can actually see the fans. Let's see if I off. So hopefully you can see the blades of that fan there. And now it's on, so now it starts to go. That's pretty cool. Let me just run it for a second here to see how loud it is. Okay, so I don't even know if you can hear that at all. But it is a very quiet fan, and it seems like it is indeed sucking the air through this side and blowing it out of this side, and both fans are going. So I'm going to leave those on auto, or actually probably only the bottom one is, since I'm configuring just this charger. So I'll turn that back to autos, but that's pretty cool. Discharge reduced 50%. Ooh, I don't know what that one is. Termination voltage. Light fees are different, LiLo, LiPo. Okay, so let's see what's the highest you can go here. Or can you not change this? No, I don't think you can change it. So I was hoping it might be able to go up to 4.35 for high volt batteries, but I guess not. It doesn't let you change it, so I don't know why it's in here. There we go, lithium battery check time. Okay, so we're back to that. So yeah, that's, oh wait, let me go back one. I guess I gotta go all the way through. It's not like my old one. So special modes, let's see what we have here. So we have a motor drive, and that's really interesting. I think if you have a brushed motor that you want to break in, you can put this on. You can set how long you want to output or drive the motor for. at what current and at what voltage, so that's awesome. Just a nice little feature to have. Might as well have it. I mean, if it's in here. Let's see, foam cutting, so you can hook up a foam cutting tool, so that's pretty neat if you want to do that. You can measure internal resistance, which is a big one I'm interested in. Might not be the most accurate, but at least I have some way to do it now, easily, and those are the only special functions. So really, that's it. Pretty cool charger, I think, overall, and I'm liking it so far. About $200 for this total setup. The charger here is about $120. And the power supply I bought was a $50, and then shipping's like $30. So you know, but this should definitely give me tons of power to charge and just really increase my charging game. So that was a quick little demo of the Reaktor 2 by 300 watt 20 amp charger. Liking it so far. It looks awesome. Not as big as I thought. And just real quick, like I mentioned, this has the little nubs, so it doesn't move on the floor. But unfortunately, the power supply does not, so that's just a little thing. But other than that, looks good so far, and I'll probably do an update video after a month or two of charging with it, and you know, giving you my thoughts after I've used it for a while with the power outputs, and you know, once it's integrated into my full charging station. So that was the end of the video. Please subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.